Music from Disciple with One Day. Right now, Veronica Baird joins me in the studio. Veronica, first of all, thank you for coming in. Going to start off by asking you, what attracted you to being a musician?
Well, I suppose I've always loved music. When I was younger, I was in a lot of choirs and that as a singer. And then as I got older, I just had more of an interest in the writing side of things and studied in Closh Stefan Efa, and that brought me on a lot, helped me develop as an artist. So I'm kind of mainly my writing now, I guess.
Yeah, you mentioned the writing. Can you tell me a bit about that? I mean, how would you go about writing a song?
Usually for me, it's the melody would be in my head. And then I'd kind of start stringing the chords together, see what fits, and just generally flow with it, really.
And would you do any covers as well as the melody?
I've always been a bit anal about covers, only because I feel you can get a bit lost as a creative person when you're doing other people's music. But I do, as I'm getting older, I have a bit more respect for it. I feel it's important, to leave people hear what they are used to, as well, so they get more comfortable then, with original music. Because people tend to take time, to open up to original music unless they're specifically going, to a writer's night.
Now, I also understand you were in a band before you did a bit of... Can you tell me a bit about that?
I was in a few bands. I was in a lot of cover bands when I was younger. Played a lot of big shows and that around the city. Gave me great confidence, to be on stage and that. And I had a band called 13 Ghosts a few years back. Kind of in the earlier parts, really, of me going out, on stage, doing my own stuff. And that just parted just amicably. Everyone was too busy, at the time. So.
And these days, you do many gigs?
I've been kind of focusing on publishing more, but I've made an album and I'll be releasing that more in the new year. But I've been going down the publishing route, so focused on that the last kind of couple of months, really.
And can you, I can't think of the word, what kind of publishing, what venue have you gone down?
Like licensing my music, really, out to films, TV, other artists. I have a PR company working for me in the States, so
that's kind of cool, isn't it?
Yeah, they've been getting a lot of placements for me in that, so on a lot of radio stations over there, which is great, down more kind of Louisiana and that. So that's kind of growing itself,
And this new album, what can we expect to hear from it?
It's an eclectic, I suppose, it's an assortment, of music that I wrote. There's 10 songs. The album's called I Am. And there's a mixture kind of love songs, a lot of kind of soft rock. I wanted to try and cover everything, to reach a lot of people. I would be quite spiritual myself, and it's all about getting positive stuff, across, just to, I suppose, send out the light to people, really.
Now, you told me you kind of went commercial slightly with a track you wrote. It's called Sunflowers. Can you tell me what was the thinking behind this?
It's an upbeat song. It's about when you meet somebody, really, and how love affects you, enlightens you. So like sunflowers, always reaching up for the light. It's really, I would call it commercial because it's more uplifting and it would reach a lot of different ears, we say.
And where would you see yourself in 5 years' time?
My plan, I suppose, really is to get more into publishing my music and working with different artists and just allowing it to flow really the way it goes, there's always different opportunities that come up. Obviously, I love singing. It's the base of who I am. But ultimately, it's writing the songs and getting it out there.
I'm going to ask you about the X Factor. Now, earlier on in the show, she was a no-go. How about yourself? Would you hop on stage?
Obviously every artist thinks about it, it's one of those things that's commercialised, reaches a lot of people. I would be very respectful of people that choose to go for it, some people just love singing. Obviously when you're a writer, we will always have different opinions on that, because, we're more independent, I suppose. So My heart would say no, because I feel that it overwhelms people and puts people down with very few opinions. And I understand they're commercial and opinions and very highly rated people that have these opinions, but they're generally only looking for a certain type, of music and artist, that they can mould.
So you wouldn't?
I thought that was very constructive. I was trying to be nice. No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't go for it?
I wouldn't.
Right. Can you give me maybe one of the worst things about being a musician?
I suppose it's the kind of toing and froing, that you do to gigs. When you're not very well known, you have to lug around your own stuff. So that is kind of part of it. But it's always up and down. I suppose my message to artists would be to keep going, because there's always going to be challenges, there, and stuff that will hold you back, but you have to just believe in yourself, really.
And in contrast, what would be the kind of best things for you for being a musician?
The feeling really that you get when you're kind of touching people's hearts, and the different input that you'd get, from people, and how, it has touched their lives. And I think it's the stillness in a room when you play as well. You get the message across.
Now, you're going to play a track for me in a second. What's it called?
It's called Surrender.
And what's it about?
It's about really surrendering your fears and believing in yourself and following your dreams.
So, Veronica, whenever you're ready, feel free to blast off.
Okay. I am your demon in the night, your mirror in your room. I am the pathway in your life, the demon of come true. I am the face that hides from you, the image shining. Surrender, surrender, surrender all your love. I know you're holding back in life. Keep your head up to the sky. I know you're asking me what's right. Don't look down, you'll surely die. Surrender all your love to me. All your love, surrender all your dreams to me, all your dreams. Don't be afraid of the darkness that blinds you. Don't close your heart to the love that surrounds you. Surrender all your love to me, all your love. Surrender all your dreams to me, all your dreams. Surrender all your love, all your love. I am your demon.